What's good? Welcome back to the channel. So glad you stopped by today. Look, I'm not going to waste no time. You read the title. This is how to research cryptocurrency. So I'm going to show you a couple things that I do to pass the basic eye test, to pass some basic inquiries to see if we even want to put these tokens on our watch list. There's so many cryptos out there, and I got a couple things you can do to make sure that you're doing the best possible job to do as much research as you can. Now, remember, this is just the basics. So if you like this type of information, you want to hear about crypto news, you want some crypto tutorials, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. If there's anything else you want to talk about, hit the comment button. So I'm going to get right into it and share my screen. Here we go. So there are two main websites that you use to, find the larger list of cryptocurrency tokens. That's CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. Both of them pretty much do the same thing, but I personally like to use CoinGecko, so this is the one we'll use today. So let's find a token, and we're going to do some basic research to see if it's something that we possibly want to invest into in the future. And remember, none of this is financial advice. This is just the research that you want to put into these things that you invest in. So for our example today, let's use AVAX. Let's use Avalanche. I know you've probably heard of it, so let's get into it. So the very first thing that I do after I pull this token up on CoinGecko is I give it a little eye test when it comes to the circulating supply, total supply, and max supply. The max supply is just however many will be created. The total supply is however many has been created minus how many have been burned or deleted from existence. And this is the circulating supply. So there's 720 million tokens, and currently there's 366 million tokens out there floating around. And you want to pay attention to the market cap and also the current price. Now, of all the factors that I'm going to list today, the price is actually the least most important thing to me, in my opinion. It's about everything around the token and what's going on with this project and what this company is actually doing. If you also want to look at it, you can look at the market cap and you can look at the all-time highs and the all-time lows. But like I said, that's the least important thing. So one of the first things you want to do with a project is understand what this project does. Ask yourself, what does this token do? So let's go to the website really quickly and try to answer this question. And you should be able to answer this question based off of the website. They should have that the first thing. So let's see. Build it your way. Avalanche has the advanced tooling need to accelerate an idea to launch. So that doesn't tell you too much. Okay, so let's go down here and let's look at the documentation and blog. Let's look at the blog. What does the blog say? Avalanche is a smart contract platform that scales infinitely to regularly finalize transactions in less than 1 second. Build anything you want, any way you want, on an eco-friendly blockchain designed for Web3 devs. So what that tells me is this is a blockchain system that people use to build applications on. Okay, that's a decent business model. We can do something with that. So now that we figured out what it does, let's look at everything else around the project. So when it comes to things like this, like Avalanche on CoinGecko, they should have everything you really need right in this info section. So we have the website pulled up. Let's have their LinkedIn pulled up. Let's look at their Block Explorer. Let's look at their Twitter. Let's look at their Discord. And we definitely want to look at their GitHub. So let's start off with the website. So first thing you want to ask yourself is this a high quality website? Does it look like this company has put money into the website, time and effort into the website? And for an eye test, just scrolling through it, it looks like they have some testimonials, but this is a website. You can put anything on anything. So from what I see, this is a decent website. And they also have documentation and blogs. So it means, video tutorials. So those are the things you want to look out for. So the website passed the eye test. And while we're here, let's also pull up the YouTube. So, okay, we've looked at their website. It's a decent website. The next thing I want to look at is their Twitter page. And here's more information about what this company does. Avalanche is a future-proof blockchain built to scale. Build anything you want, any way you want, on the most developer-friendly layer 1. So they have roughly 1 million followers. They've had a Twitter page since October 2018. You want to see that they have some distance on them. And the first thing you see is talking about gaming on AVAX. So people are building games on this blockchain. You want to understand the applications that are being built on, if this is a blockchain, you want to understand what's being built on it. So they posted this December 5th, roughly a little bit more than a month ago, and they reached 400,000 people, 420,000 people, and they got 3,000 likes, 3,000 retweets. That's decent engagement because you want to check the engagement of these tweets, these Twitter pages. You know, people can buy followers, so you really want to see what's going on. So let's look at one more tweet. They posted 6 hours ago and they reached roughly 9,000 people, 34, 18 retweets. That's not that much, but you know, we'll give them some grace. These are all just little things that you want to put together to form your thesis if you want to investigate or invest in this thing. So we've looked at their website. We've looked at their Twitter page. Now let's look at their LinkedIn. This is very important. You should always check a company's LinkedIn because you want to see how big this company is. They have between 11 and 50 employees. That's a decent sized company. A LinkedIn will show that they're serious about what they do, and you know, you get to find out who's working there and check their resume to see what they've worked on in the past. So let's look at it. We got a SQL developer, a manager. We have the founder and CEO. Okay, that's great. Let's look at the founder and CEO. So you can go through, check his experience. He worked at Cornell. He's a founder. He graduated from Princeton. You know what I'm saying? So these are things you want to check out. So we have went through their website, their Twitter. You want to check their Discord. I'm not going to go into it, but you want to log in and, you know, kind of see what they're doing on the daily, to see what their community is talking about, see if their community is active, see if they have empty Discords. Uh, One thing that we also need to check out is we'll get back to their CEO. We'll come back to that later. Let's check out their GitHub. So if you're not familiar with software and technology, all these tokens and cryptocurrencies are technologies. So you want to check how active people are updating this code and updating their code. So go to their GitHub, go to their repositories, and they have a repository called Teleporter, and it was updated 24 minutes ago, which means somebody added more code to this Teleporter repository 24 minutes ago. They have Coreth or Core ETH. It was updated 48 minutes ago. Avalanche Go. So this may be their main one. It was updated 3 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago. So this GitHub repository is very active, and there's a bunch of people adding code to it. And if you're really into it, you know, you can click on it and dive deeper. And you know what I'm saying, that's your prerogative. So we have checked their Twitter, their website, their LinkedIn. You know, we see they got real people. We found out who their CEO is, so we're going to research him in a second. You also want to check their YouTube page. So you want to see if they're adding content, if they're serious about content. Are they educating people? What are they talking about? And they have an NFT show that they drop videos on every now and then. They have content that they're dropping. Let's see. They have shorts that they're dropping. They have live shows that they're dropping. They have they have actual podcasts. So they're hour-long podcasts that they drop uh, several times a month. So you want to see how active their YouTube page is as well. And then finally, one of the things you want to check is their block explorer. So the one thing about cryptocurrency is everything on about cryptocurrency is on a blockchain. It's public. You can look it up and you have the opportunity to see who has what. You know, let's say they have 720 million tokens. We can check their block explorer to see if one person has 500 million of those tokens in one wallet. So let's go to addresses. And if we come here, it's ranked by the people with the most amount of US dollars or the most amount of this asset in US dollars. So the biggest wallet, the biggest single wallet has $202 million worth of Avalanche in it. Now, you need to take these things into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Is that too much for you? Is that too little? Would you rather have it more distributed? But these are all things that you need to understand when researching cryptocurrency. Let's look at it like this. In order to be in the top 10 wallets of AVAX, you need to have at least $43 million in Avalanche in your wallet. Those are big dogs, and you know, who knows? You know, we might have $40 million in our wallets one day. But so let's look at one more thing. We found out who their CEO was. And one thing I always ask myself, and one thing I like to do is to check YouTube, and I like to hear these CEOs speak. So find who their CEO is and then look up their interviews. How often are they doing interviews? And you want to listen to these interviews because the more you listen to these CEOs speak, the more you'll be able to differentiate good CEOs from bad CEOs and people who really know what they're talking about and people who are just trying to BS you. So he had an interview 2 years ago. He had an interview 4 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to see. People who are active, people who are showing their face. And there's some projects that if you go to their LinkedIn page, you won't find any people working there, and you won't find any real people, and you won't find people showing their face. It may be a NFT or a cartoon heavy of the CEO. Like, do you really want to give your money to somebody who doesn't stand by their product or doesn't have their face on it? Like, what if the CEO of JP Morgan never showed his face and it only had a NFT? Like, would you really trust that? So these are things that you want to think about. So let me make sure I went through everything. The eye test. So yeah. So if you go through all those things, you can give it a basic eye test to see if this is even worth putting on your watch list to see if you want to invest in the future. Because there's so many projects inside of cryptocurrency. There's over 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 tokens that you can look at. And I know that seems like a good bit, but once you get good at it, it'll take you roughly 10 minutes to even decide. And that 10 minutes can save you hundreds, thousands, even millions of dollars in the future. So I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. That's all the information I got for y'all today, and I'm gonna holler at y'all.